In this video, we're gonna talk about functions in Python. Functions are just a way to group a section of instruction and call it whenever we need it. And that's gonna help us to not duplicate code. To create a function in Python, we use the def keyword. So def, the name of the function, and between brackets, the argument that we want to pass to it. Actually, this function can return a value as a result. We're gonna talk about that. So we want to create a program that take a value from the user, his name for example, and print his name 5 times on the terminal. Let's do that. Subble function.py. Alright, now let's create the name variable that's gonna contain the name of the user. Name equal to input, enter your name. Let's create a function called print name. So def print name and pass to it my name parameter, and as you can see, to print the name 5 times, we're gonna use the for loop. If you don't know what is a for loop, just watch the last video. So for e in range 0 to 5, print my name. Now we're done. Let's call our function, because if we don't, nothing is gonna happen. And to call it, we just type print name and pass to it the name variable that contain the name of the user. Now let's just execute our script. As you can see, it's waiting from us to enter a name. I'm gonna give to it my name. That's good. Now let's add something cool to our script. I'm gonna just add a message to my name. So your name is plus the name variable. Now let's execute it again. As you can see, your name is Hisham 5 times. Now let's comment all of this and create a function that returns the sum of two numbers. Let's create a variable called number1 that take a number from the user. And as we already know, the input function returns a string value. So we need to convert it to an integer value using the int function. Let's create a second variable, the same as the first one, and call it number2. Let's create a function called sum that take two arguments num1 and num2 and return num1 plus num2. Wait, the sum function is already exist in Python, but it didn't have the same implementation of our sum function. For example, we use the sum function that was predefined in the interpreter to return the sum of a list of numbers, for example. Let's create a list that contains some numbers and call it numList and assign to it 1, 2, 4, and 7. Let's use the sum function and pass to it our list name, which is numList. Hit enter. As you can see, it returned 14. It's the sum of all the numbers inside our list. Now let's go back to our script. As I already said, our function is simple. It's gonna return num1 plus num2. Now let's call our function and pass to it the number1 and number2. But our function didn't print nothing, rather than it's just returning a value. So we're gonna use the print function. So print the sum is plus sum function and pass to it number1, number2. But we're gonna get some problems because the sum function returns an integer value and we concatenate it with a string message. And the solution is to convert the return value of the sum function to a string value. And we're gonna use the str function that converts a value to a string data type. So str, and we pass to it sum of the number1 and number2. Now let's execute our script. As you can see, it's waiting from us to enter the number1. Let's type 7 and number2, we're gonna assign to it 4. The sum is 11. Our video is ended here. Thank you very much for your time. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. And please, if I miss something, just tell me in the comment. And goodbye.